Hi Capricorn, this is going to be your reading for the next 7 to 10 days. As always, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone that watches. If this doesn't feel like the energy you are embodying right now, Cap, it might be the energy of someone around you or coming towards you. You may be able to use this to gain insight about the feelings and actions of others, or this can help you solidify how spirit sees you and your actions now. You have to take it as it resonates for you, okay? Capricorn, you look like you're at an interesting place right now. You're noticing limitations and connections. You're noticing what you want to feel public about and what you want to feel private about. I feel like you're careful about what you say. And either you or someone else might be facing a challenge of not being able to put action behind words, because we do have Eros in reverse. So something may be lip service, something may be all talk, no action. You may struggle to know what to say. You may feel like you need to speak something in a very specific way to someone, almost in a poetic and flowery way, but that's not happening for you right now. You speak more practically to people, I notice. Your archetypes right now are the sustainer, but your challenge is the threshold in reverse. Not sure what to say or do next. Well, the great sustainer, when this came out, I was like, tell me something I don't know about Capricorn. Capricorn and Leo are like the great sustainers in the zodiac. You do have the sustainer archetype right now. You care very much about hearth and home, you and yours, the financial and material planes, sustaining that at all times. Capricorns have high expectations of themselves in the material plane. I'm not at all surprised to see the sustainer. You have sustainable energy, sustainable drive at this time, and you're probably sustaining a lot, or there is a focus on a sustainer. Maybe you are connected to a sustainer. I do have an emperor here. That could be your archetypal energy or the energy of someone else. There is a desire to cross over a threshold and move forward in some way, but at this time, you're feeling like you can't. You may feel stuck. You may want to venture out, but you're not really sure how to. And you're not really quite sure what to say or how to move forward at this time. From the I Ching, what's influencing you right now? Well, how spirit sees you right now, embodying the I Ching and the 64 hexagrams, which I tap into because my spiritual path and way of life involves living my astrology out through human design, and human design relies very heavily on the energy body described by Taoism and Chinese medicine, and the I Ching and the 64 gates. It's kind of my jam. So I use it here for you. Gate 38, hexagram 38 is coming out as an influence right now. There are diverging interests at this time that will be in focus for you. You will see where yourself and others align in interest and where you diverge in interests. So you will notice diverging interests between yourself and others at this time. Also, like your interest in something might be waning, diverging. You want to put your interest and energy into other things. Also, gate 36 came out, hexagram 36, the darkening of the light. The honeymoon phase of something might be wearing off. I think you're also starting to see something for what it really is. You will feel connections, but you will feel their limits. Now, this is normal for you. I'm like, well, this is normal for Capricorn. It's normal for anyone ruled by Saturn to be able to see and sense where there is limitation, where there's been illusion, where like things like need to be put in their place. Let's be realistic, I'm hearing. So you're going to see where there's limits in your connections, and you're going to see where something isn't all that in a bag of chips like you thought it was. It's important to stand up for yourself right now. Don't be afraid to be an individual. I'm seeing that based on what I'm sensing, based on what I see in the tarot is, Capricorn, that you need to believe in your own ability to individuate and live authentically and separately while still maintaining tribal connection, family connection. but you will see the limitations. But Capricorns want to see them up front anyways. So it's like you usually want to hear about like the cons and the limitations first, so you know what you have to overcome, so you can be realistic about something. Like when Capricorn hears you've been put in a box, Capricorn just shrugs and goes, I can do a lot in a box. Also, I can get out of a box without you even realizing it. Like, don't think putting limitations on me will keep me from reaching the top of the mountain. Like, I'm the OG. I'm the original gangster. I'm the fucking goat. Like, there's no mountain I can't climb. So, I mean, you might as well just tell me what my limitations are to begin with. You might as well tell me where I diverge in interest from someone or something to begin with, so I can work within that framework realistically. And this is how Capricorn secretly achieves what they want to in life, because you're not trying to bypass reality like a lot of other people are. And it's just one of those realistic kind of weeks. You know, you want to center in the truth. You will center in the truth. There will be gathering around truth. So I feel like for some of you, this might be happening in a social way, in relationships. It could be happening at family, at work, in any and all of those places. It's like, where do I belong? Where do I fit in? Where am I limited? Where am I not limited? I think something like it will become lackluster to you at some point this week. Patience is a virtue, Aries is saying. There's a new beginning that wants to happen, and Aries, and I know that you guys love this about Aries. You have this in common with them, or I notice Capricorns enjoy this about the Aries influence. Aries is the fool, and it's like a ding-a-ling, and it just goes, like Aries just says, hold my beer and watch this. And you're always saying to Aries, holy shit, wear a helmet, Aries. Like, don't run with scissors, dude. And Aries is like, what do we have to lose? And like often Capricorn will be like, I don't know what to do with these little fools. But then Aries has this other side, and it is an Aries activation, and you do have the Emperor here. And this is the part of Aries that I know you guys really appreciate. Aries is like, not only is Aries the fool, they're also the Emperor, and it's like, yo, let's not be lunatics. Let's not be crazy. Let's be logical and structured and practical. And Capricorn's usually like, yes, I love that. Tell me more. And Aries will help you this week take a calculated risk. I feel like you're doing a lot of risk versus reward right now. And there's something that you'd love to jump into like a little lunatic without a helmet, but you're not going to do that. Patience is a virtue. Aries is saying, hold back, do some risk versus reward assessment. Don't go jumping into things like a crazy person. Really take your time, but you do need to follow through with your pioneering plans. You just need to wait for the right timing and again, assess for risk versus reward, because you're at the, like you're in a sustaining energy. Maybe you want to move into something, but you feel held back. You're not hearing what you need to hear yet out of your mouth or out of somebody else's mouth. It might just not be time for you or someone else to cross a threshold, leave the nest. Look, this little guy's just standing on the edge of a nest about to jump out. Maybe you feel tied to someone financially, or they feel tied to you, and there's some plans you want to make in the future, and spirits, and Aries in particular is like, you do have to follow through with this, but like take your time. Take your time. And I do see that happening here. It does involve the fourth house, which is hearth and home. I do have quite a bit of fourth house on the table in your tarot, the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So I know you're thinking about that. Fourth house is absolutely here. It will be in focus this week. And I like what it says, thinking of redecorating, remodeling, or moving. Time to set your plans in motion. Okay, so with the sustainer, home, stability, marriage, forward motion, blah, 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 like there's no place like home. If you're thinking about changing anything about hearth and home, it's just about when we talk about that, what we say, and like having the guts and having like to make some kind of a change, if that's what you want to do, and knowing when the right timing of that is. The catalyst or challenge, though, is the medium coeli, which is in the public eye. Actions you take now are evident and will impact your status and reputation for better or worse. Why do I get the feeling that you really would like to keep something private? You might be worried about what other people think about the actions you take next. I mean, we do have the Seven of Swords here for you in the recent past. You might be feeling a little insecure about where you live, what you're doing, where you're going, that kind of thing. Watch out for like a keeping up with the Joneses kind of concern, Capricorn. Usually you are the Joneses, like you set the standard for the rest of us. And I mean that as a compliment, like in a good way. Watch out for like peer pressure, social pressure. Watch out for limiting beliefs about like money and stability holding you back. Trust yourself in your ability to handle things the right way. You usually do. You usually do. And you play it safe most of the time, but you'll take a risk. Like Aries is here for you. Like when you're ready to pop off, I'm your guy, I'm your girl. I'm going to come in and I'm going to fuel you. So there's like a strong connection to the constellation of Aries for you right now. Also, Aquarius and Scorpio are your best buddies. So is Libra and so is Cancer. I really feel like you're working on a way to overcome some kind of a challenge. You are tempted to stay in a situation, but I know that you'd rather not. I can tell. We'll talk about it more and you have advice. So, sorry, you guys, I'm still so congested. Like I had COVID a while ago and the congestion's still not gone. I sound like I smoke 20 million cigarettes a day. I don't. I'm not a smoker. I just have allergies. So forgive me if I cough or I'm raspy. So recent past, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Clarifying this is the Nine of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Well, in the past, you might not have felt 100% supported. You might have also felt like you had to keep quite a bit to yourself because of the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords sometimes can be like keeping quite a bit to ourselves, maybe even telling a few white lies out of self-preservation. But it's Seven of Swords is Gemini. It's not show friends, it's show business. I got to stay one step ahead of everybody else. And if y'all aren't supporting me, that's fine. I'll tread lightly. I know how to get in and out of situations unnoticed. You had to do what you had to do, right? Thinking a lot about the future and where stability will be in the future. Some of you are thinking about, we're thinking about moving, relocating, maybe going somewhere, a trip of some kind. Like, what is my stability going to be like in the future? I'm not really sure how I feel about this scenario. I notice here with the Nine of Wands to the Five of Wands, it's like, I don't know, these people kind of drive me insane. It's not horrible. The Five of Wands isn't the Five of Swords, but it's like a bunch of people disagreeing, inner conflict, a little bit of an ego battle. This could just be loud neighbors, family, just like shit that you don't want to deal with. And you're like, okay, I just bypass this stuff and kind of sail along. I think in social dynamics, be them intimate or otherwise, you just sort of did what you had to do to get by, Capricorn. You bypassed the bullshit and drama. Like, no, I don't get involved in stuff like this. And also, I just like smooth sailing right by it. I'm in a time of transition. I don't really know what to do here. You might have done a bit of reconnaissance about some stuff in your own future on your own. You kept it to yourself. Like if y'all have been thinking about moving, relocating, doing anything with your home, you've been keeping a lot of it to yourself. You're assessing for growth potential. And you even feel like you need to be a little sneaky about it, probably because you don't want to deal with whoever these people are. Yeah. Could have even been a workplace situation. Like, do I want to work here? Do I not want to work here? I mean, I want to make that good money, but I think these people might be full of shit. And furthermore, I don't know if I can be myself in this situation. Like, I might have to be full of shit to stay in this situation. So it's like, not really sure what to do here. I also think you're thinking a lot about like how other people see you. It's like, I don't know. This might have been like the diverging interests and like, this isn't as great as I thought it would be. But here's where you are right now. It doesn't look awful, but I wouldn't say that it's sexy. It's like you are where you are at the moment. And I think that you know that you're going to have to fight to make any traction or progress moving forward. And I know you don't want to lose these 10 pentacles. I was like, ooh, I know they love that right in the center of the whole thing. Current energy is the Four of Pentacles. That's how you're seeing yourself. And the way you're feeling is the Ten of Pentacles. And your action is the Hanging Man. Yeah, it's something about the timing. The Hanging Man is, in order to move forward, I have to kind of radically accept something that's difficult. I have to surrender. I have to let go. I may have to make a sacrifice. I may need to change my point of view. Right now, I need to hang and just chill and hang here. Pisces energy. So you see yourself as being the Four of Pentacles. Well, we've got we have 3 fours on the table. So I know that right now, what's very important to you, Capricorn, is stability, because fours in the tarot represent a foundation. And we always want a solid foundation to build upon. We build upon a foundation that's not solid, we're not going to thrive. We're just going to survive. And you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn helps us thrive by being responsible adults. So you're being a responsible adult. You're not super in thrivey energy. You're like, nah, I am in thrive. I'm hearing someone say, I am in thrive, Carrie Lee. It's just that I'm not being crazy right now with my money, and I'm holding on to what's mine, because the way I feel is the Ten of Pentacles. In order to feel this thrive energy and to feel this abundance, and it could be marriage, property, what you have invested in, it's like, you know that right now the way to sustain and maintain that is to be careful with your money and your resources. Everything is a resource for you right now. I can hear it. Even your time has like a tangible value and merit to it. You're an earth sign. That's perfectly normal for you. You will view emotions and energy and even like your sleep-wake cycle like currency, like money. And you're like, I don't have a lot to give right now because this is important to me. And I'm not really sure what to do next here. I'm just going to chill. Clarifying this is the Emperor, Death, and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, some of you are connected to a person, this Emperor, but something about this relationship is slowly transforming and ending even, maybe. There's a transformation and a death taking place here with Scorpio. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Transformation and death doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be a literal death. I feel like you're either connected to the Emperor or you are the Emperor at this time. I'm productive, I'm steady, I'm predictable, not stepping outside of a comfort zone, not doing anything crazy. I'm getting it done. Super logical, super structured, super practical, super boss. Like the Emperor actually comes out a lot when I'm doing private readings for Capricorn. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Like every Capricorn I read for gets the Emperor at least once. You are boss. It's very Aryan energy, and you have an Aries influence right now. Very boss. In charge, logical, practical. You want it done the way you want it done. You're allowing for change and transformation, but with Death and the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanging Man here, for whatever reason, you know that you can't just do something impulsive. You have to wait for the right timing. You have to stay put where you are. You know that something is slowly changing and transforming, and it's just not being rushed at this time. And I think that this is your way of maintaining control. And the reason Capricorn maintains control is because the rest of the planet is running with scissors. And you're not. Like, it's like, this is why we put Capricorn in charge, okay? I'm always like so much more trusting when I know that there's a Capricorn involved. I'm like, thank God, I know that this will probably go well. Might move a little bit more slowly and more methodically. It won't be as dreamy, but it's going to come true in real life. And it's like, you want your transformations to lead to positive things, and you don't want it to just be a dream. Like, you want this to practically, literally happen in your 3D life. So you are going to put work into it, and you're not going to move fast, and you're just going to hang for now, right where you are. It's like, we're good. This is good. Yeah, there's transformation happening, but I'm not going to move quickly, because if I do, I'll lose control. And I don't trust anybody else but myself. So that's it. I'm the Emperor. You're holding the keys to the kingdom in the pocketbook right now, probably. Either that or you're attached to a person that is. And if you are, I can see that you might want to get away from them. You're playing the long game right now, aren't you, Capricorn? If you don't know what it means to play the long game, look it up. I think you are. This is strategic for you. You're being strategic. You're like, I don't need to move quickly. And I'm not afraid of limitations either. I mean, I'm going to get where I'm going, and I'm going to play the long game. I'm not going to play the short game. Being careful with your money, waiting for the right timing. And in the near future, like in the next few weeks, I think, we have the Chariot, that's Cancer, and then the Four of Cups and Justice. A decision wants to be made in forward motion, like your soul wants to get in your spiritual Cadillac here and go for it. And you know you're going to have to live with the consequence of a choice once you make it. And you're not really sure what to do here with the Four of Cups. It's like, we still look a little stuck. And that's irritating. You're pissed. And you're all in your head. There's some pessimism. Oh, there. Yes, look. I knew it was down here to the star. Look at this. I've got to freaking break out of this cycle. Eventually, I'm going to have to stop acting like a Capricorn, and I'm going to have to act like Aquarius and a fire sign. Yeah, you will. You will. You're going to have to get out of your own way. You got fire in your chart somewhere. At some point, it will be like, I have got to make a decision because the future is calling. You're praying for something better. You're praying for the right direction and happiness. I'm praying for that for you too, Capricorn. I want you to succeed. I always do. But clarifying the Chariot, the Four of Cups, and Justice is the Six of Pentacles, the Star, and the Devil. There you are. I'm always saying, poor Capricorn, their card is the Devil. But when I read for you, the Devil means something different. It means things that are the same, but it also means things that are a bit different. There is something that you want to do. There is someplace you want to go. It could involve distance and travel, relocation potentially, even a vehicle of some kind. You could even be buying a car, getting an upgrade for a vehicle, going somewhere. Like I have the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. That can be like buying a ticket, buying a plane ticket, planes, trains, and automobiles, like a forward motion. You know that you have to have the GPS of your soul turned on. You have to be tenacious and you have to have a lot of control. That's Cancer. You have a lot in common with Cancer in that way. Controlling where things are going, maintaining that control, and you have a decision to make. But with this another four here, it's like there's a four in every row, your past, your present, and your future. In the future, you may just be kind of stuck. I think what you really need, it's like you're holding back here, but the Chariot as an action and as a spiritual lesson is about overcoming obstacles and challenges and really knowing where you're going and being tenacious and being driven and leaving your problems behind. Well, a problem for you might be increase in money. You will have to invest. And I know that you don't want it to unbalance your scales, but it might a little bit, Capricorn. It might. And with the Four of Cups here, it's like, this is the emotional reevaluation station. Like, wah, wah. It's like there's a sacrifice or something that you need to make. There's something that you need to surrender to and release. I think even in the near future, you won't be 100% sure how to do that. But you have not given up. You will not give up. There is a freedom that you want to feel. You want to connect to your own soul's purpose here with the Star of Aquarius. The star is happy, popular, motivated, and free. It has freed itself from something. It is filled with hope. You are wanting this. You're connecting to a dream, but you're struggling to take action towards it. Because you know that you have to live with the consequence of any choice you make. This is a good omen if you're making a smart, healthy choice. It's a bad omen or a be careful what you wish for. You know, it can also feel like a punishment sometimes if you make a choice for the wrong reasons at the wrong time. We have the Devil here. Watch out for a buy now, pay later mentality. That's not typically your jam, though. I think you want what you want. I'm listening for more. And I think you know that you're going to have to fight for it. Something may also go down in a court of law or with a contract. I mean, when I have Justice and the Ten of Pentacles, I also have Chariot. That could be a vehicle, a property. You know, these look like assets, an estate, what you place value on. legal contracts surrounding those things, and you want to make sure that this goes in your favor. Give it time. I wanted to know what this was about. I was like, what is this about for them? They seem like they're stuck and they need to invest in something to move forward or pay into something to move forward. And I don't know that they're willing to do that. Watch out for being stubborn, Capricorn, and being too controlling. You guys have high standards. I have some Capricorn in my chart, and there are some days where I'm like, I don't want to lower my standards, but maybe I'm being a little unrealistic because my standards are higher than everybody else's. That's a difficult part of being a Capricorn, because you're here to raise the standards on the planet. So it's like, what's going on here? What do they need to hear? I need a plan. Yes, you do. I'm like, they're missing a plan. And this literally came out, and Spirit's like, I agree. They do need a plan. You know where you want to go. You know what you want to do, but you do need a plan, Capricorn. There's a sudden realization and a freeze response happening. I was like, what's the sudden realization and the freeze response? You're going to realize something in the near future, and then it's going to cause you to freeze. That's a survival response, maybe even a trauma response. Our nervous system is 100% trauma informed. It doesn't forget shit. So you might be triggered by something from the past, like healthy fear memory holding you back, or you're suddenly realizing something that's making you hold still right now. I was like, what is that about? What's the sudden realization and the freeze response? Caretaker and financial ties. Don't put the cart before the horse. You have to think outside of the box. You will have to think outside of your box. You're really good at thinking inside the box, but I know you can think outside of the box. I know you can. You know you can. This may be someone that you're beholden to, this Emperor, where there's a financial tie to this person. Or maybe you are the Emperor, because if you're seeing yourself as the Emperor and the sustainer, and you're considering the financial ties to everybody, that's like a true sustainer archetype. It's very divine masculine energy. Even my ladies, I think, are in it. Like, I have to be responsible. I have to think about my financial ties. Who am I taking care of? Who have I financially tasked myself to take care of? Who have I tasked or financially tied myself to take care of me? It may involve that. It could be a spouse, a child, your parents, all of it. I just heard everyone. Okay. You and Taurus are in the same kind of energy. They're in Empress 10 of Pentacles energy, and you're in Emperor 10 of Pentacles energy. I would watch the Taurus reading. There might be something in there for you too. I actually feel like all the earth signs are connected to each other in your readings this week. I'd watch them all. I'd watch all three. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I don't know why they're telling me to tell you. You in particular. It's like I'm seeing these similarities. You might get some advice from the other earth sign readings. Because it's like you're taking over this masculine energy where it's like, I'm in charge and I want this to go the way I want it to, but I know I have to live with a decision. And it's almost like, do we buy now and pay later? And if we pay later, what is the interest rate going to be? Spiritually, literally, everything. You do need a plan. You do need a plan. It's going to take fight. Like, you're going to have to fight for this. And I know that you don't want to do that, but you might. You might also be worried about someone's health and end of life. Because I have death in the 10 of Pentacles and justice, and I have this masculine father kind of figure here. You might be thinking a lot about like a will and estate, the 8th house, the house of sex, death, and taxes. All of that might be on your mind. And how you're tied to all of things, everything in the material plane. You do need a plan, in particular, if there's a caretaker with financial ties involved, and that could be you or someone else. Yeah. You can make it on your own. Some of you need to hear that. Here's your advice from Spirit. New moon in Pisces. Get a little dreamy. Get in touch with Pisces and Neptune. Meditate and contemplate. It's almost like you're being too grounded and too practical and too 3D. Pisces is like, yo, come on up into the upper realms. If you fantasize and get a little ungrounded and connect to your dream a little bit, I can spiritually influence you and fuel you. Not to make you delusional or less practical, but to help you connect to a higher dream. Pisces wants to do that. And it's going to do that for you, Cap, if you meditate and contemplate. Spirit's like, you're going to need to mull this over. Pisces is going to come in and help you. Mull it over, think about it, meditate, contemplate. Also, full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast, but you will need to take action, Aries. Aries and Libra here, Pisces here. I feel like these constellations, through their advice, are supporting you. It's like, look, you're going to have to take action. You won't know until you try. Think about it for right now, but connect to a dream outside of being so practical and driven in the material plane. It's going to go better than you think. A win-win outcome is forecast, but you will need to take action. At this time, you know that you can't put the cart before the horse. You need to slow down. If you slow down, you'll be able to come up with a plan. There's something that you need to let go of. There's something that you need to make peace with. And once you do, you'll be able to make a plan. They're pulling back and they're telling me to stop. All right, Cap, that's this week. That's the next 7 to 10 days. I hope it resonates and I hope it helps. Link to my website for private readings and to check out my other services is down below. I am always listening to the universe for you, Capricorn Nation. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.